Alrighty. Hello, guys. Welcome back to Dark Souls. So last time we went on a bridge. We defeated a boss that I probably had no right being able to first try onto that. And then I missed a ladder. And completely fucked the whole cake up onto that. Completely on that. Then we spent a long time in one hallway because of rats and their poison onto it, and then we sort of bravely ran away, all the way back to here onto that. So yeah. As for post of the day, I am gonna give this to Sonic. A lot of you guys were posting about this, but we were talking about how, hey, it's working again onto that. The notifications, nice onto that. Okay, good. But I am gonna give
here. Who the fuck is this pretender we could have in call?
Hello.
As for post of the day, I'm gonna be giving it to Sonic because a lot of you guys were talking about the different deaths and stuff like that. But I think Sonic's was the funniest in terms of you guys were calling the Drake Sword kind of a beginner's trap and stuff like that. Only for him to reply, really? The Drake Sword is not that great? The other weapon I should try to hunt down onto that. I just like the innocence of like, oh,
that is someone's ass.
No. The good thing I have the post of the day just covering them onto that. Good, wonderful. Onto that.
You play a lot of game with the Drake Sword. It got more downsides than you think.
Mostly the fact it has fuck all for scaling, as a none.
Yeah, and the thing and what you use to upgrade it is one of the rarest materials in the game, so it's a little difficult to keep competitive.
Okay, I think I got the alert thing. The alert volume fixed up onto that, so I think we should be all good now to continue on onto that. So.
All right, well, I'll be honest, Patrick. Estes. You've basically seen almost the entirety of the parish, so you can just kind of truck over to the boss.
Yeah, this boy's
is the boss the guy down here onto that, or
no? Ignore the Titan Knight Demon for now. He's pretty chill with with Andre.
Right.
He just kind of keeps it in the basement.
The dog is just hanging out in the basement. Don't worry.
But yeah, there is still the Dragon Run and Mr. Black Knight, but we can do those later after the boss.
Really, the big thing is, do you want to bring friends into a boss fight, or give it a go on your own?
I think for the first attempt, let's try on my own, probably, onto that.
Alrighty. You're gonna want to go up the stairs that you and I went up and got freaking murked.
Oh, no, I'm gonna have to fight all of them again, aren't I?
At least they won't be buffed.
Okay.
Yeah, the Chandler is dead, and he's not coming back.
Alright.
Technically, I think if you want to deal with less enemies on the boss run, it might be a better idea to start from the Firelink Shrine bonfire.
Oh yeah, the one down the
elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really is up to preference on whether you start from Andre's or Firelink.
I think that will just help us if when we eventually die on this fight and, have to redo stuff, so, yeah.
Bastard! Goodbye, sir!
Goodbye.
I was a little worried if we were about to have our first elevator death. Because Fromsoft elevators be a little jank sometimes.
Also, just asking for chat. Is audio all good and whatnot on there? Yeah, a pretty good day today overall. I don't know about you guys, but okay. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Sounds all good. All right, sweet. So yeah, I just was able to confirm this like literally right before stream, which is why the schedule has not been posted for this week. But we will be doing a Smash CPU tournament on Sunday, and we will be having a guest of Graphic Nate, or as some of you guys might know from Johnny's stream, co-host Nate, onto that. Will be joining us for that, so yeah. All right. Now, we head back up.
Sup, Gramps.
Soon I will be able to actually get strength up high enough to where I won't be slowed down by this.
Yeah, you missed the elevators to the right.
I'm glad I can help out Roxas on that. Out of curiosity, have we observed those fiery things on the ground yet? The bonfires?
Messages?
Oh, well, messages can pop up anywhere onto there, and we've been checking them out when we go by them and stuff like that.
Messages can be really funny, specifically in Elden Ring, with the specific combination of, because it's kind of like, you know, a drop-down menu selector kind of thing for your messages. You can just put in dick butt. Well, people try. Get to DS2 later, but for Elden Ring specifically, there is the combination of Fortnite, which caused a lot of confusion for specifically the Japanese player base, because they saw those messages that were like, is there a fortress here that only appears at night? Oh my god!
Oh, what the?
He's So, enemies can parry.
Oh. Okay. Good to know on that. You're one of the few enemies that can parry in this game? Okay. I understand.
Yeah. They have a buckler for a reason. Yeah, mostly enemies with, like, medium to heavy shields won't try to parry you. If it's a buckler, be careful.
Okay. I feel like the beginning of every stream is just gonna be like 15 minutes of like, okay, get back into the mindset, get back into the mindset.
Take off the rust.
Take off the weak rust on that.
Or you could be like the insano person like me who spent like 3 days progging Yuzora from KH3 Remind, woke up the next day and just one-tried him and just like, okay, just needed to sleep on it apparently. If you wanted to lure this guy down to the open, that asshole. Watch out, you might aggro crapload of zombies. Back up too much.
Fun. Yeah.
Butt stab!
Okay.
Learning how to Oki is a good thing to start learning.
The
with these
parrying,
games.
or?
No, full-on Oki. Like, fighting game Oki. It's a lot easier to do in stuff like Bloodborne and Bloodborne, DS3, and Elden Ring because they make heavy attacks chargeable, which makes them a lot better for timing out when knockdown iframes stop. Meh.
Oh my god!
Oh!
Well then.
Zombie army!
And that is what I saved you from last time with my thunderbolts.
God. I'm assuming there's not a bonfire right by the boss. This is our closest
Nope.
one. Yeah.
Welcome
Oh,
to
no.
DS1, where boss runs are still a thing.
Good. fucking hate that shit where there's a freaking bonfire right next to a boss fight. Get that shit out of here.
Okay, I do think it's better for certain kinds of fights. Like, I'm talking like your Melanias, your Storm Rule,
Of
your
like
Storm
your
Kings,
big bosses onto
the
that.
big Chunguses that are like, do you really want to deal with a boss run for this guy?
Yeah, I think more of like the mini.
I blame the dev development on said bosses more for that matter. And also, Demon Souls is a whole other case where the freaking end boss for the zone is in front of the bonfire that had been the prior boss. So, like, that's a whole different format.
Because Demon Souls is much more level-based.
Yeah, very clearly.
And then you've got DS2, which has some of the worst boss runs in the series. That might have been the breaking point. Like, okay,
It also
people
has,
don't like these. Like, nice job. All three of the DLC, like, extra areas, like, fucking, Fire Catacombs, the
heal up
Tooth
pad.
Cave,
You're gonna need it.
yeah. And Reindeer Fuckland all suck. And do we even need to talk
Again,
about
I blame the devs making those zones, not the fault with boss runs in general. Pat, it's not working.
Pat, this is not Elden Ring where you can use your parry as a weapon.
I respect the hustle, however, that was 3 misses in a row with no progress.
Your Honor, you gotta give it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is the fear.
Nice ragdoll. Feel like is a standing heavy better here?
No, because that was like a vertical swing, and that was not giving me much progress on that.
And there's your lesson, elevation is important.
Yeah. Problem that came with your overhead there was the fact that you were not facing directly at what you were swinging at, so it whiffed.
Alright.
So is it that staircase right there?
Yep, just straight ahead. You've explored all the rest of it.
Yeah, at least the boss is close by. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think for Elden Ring. Like, they actually do boss runs pretty often. Like, really, it really is only, like, Melania and the final boss I can think of off the top of my head that have a bonfire right in front of them.
Yep, just take inventory of your environment.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for the entire clergy. It's time for Money in the Bank!
Is this gonna be one dude, or is it gonna be a horde of them?
That's a good question.
Most you want so far.
Fun dude.
Hey, you see how his tail is an axe?
Cut his, Hey, you played Monster Hunter. Cut his tail.
Yeah, yeah. Guess what? His tail is an axe.
Yeah, you can. Most tailed bosses in this game can be cut. You can cut off their tails for a weapon.
How do you actually target that?
You're just gonna have
You
to
don't.
free ball it.
Okay.
You target the boss. That's it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure onto that.
Like, free balling it will usually work.
Yeah!
There we
There you
go.
go.
There you go.
And
You cut
also,
off his tail.
and because you cut off his tail, he does not have a tail moveset anymore.
Get that thing off your screen.
How do I get it off?
A,
Hey,
press the A button.
Oh my god.
there we go.
Okay.
Also, surprise invasion by a second gargoyle!
Oh no!
You are in the corner, my man.
This is not a gank boss. This is way more respectful than a gank boss.
Oh no!
Yeah, I consider a gank boss 3+. Which is, a bit much.
Oh, that was sweet. Okay. No! Ah!
This
Okay,
might be a
okay,
good
okay.
moment to deal. Yeah. Oh!
I was
Oh,
literally...
Your heels touched that ledge.
You were, crash bash polar bearing right there.
Read. Ah.
How toasty's that butt feel?
Yum. Okay. Come on. More fire. Okay. Okay.
You know what, that worked.
Ow! I got agreed. Ugh. Ow!
Woo!
We go. Ugh, okay.
He's goated, chat. He's goated.
Okay, that was my last heal. Once I kill one of them, that'll help. Ah! Okay.
Yeah, you got this.
Okay, I understand the pattern. I just need to improve on that. Okay. Okay. Not bad
Oh yeah,
for...
we keep the rock for this.
Oh yeah, do we... Yeah, what's that axe? Oh, it's actually weaker than what we...
Pull up
Oh yeah,
the
no,
stat.
I mean, it kind of sucks, but it's kind of more
Yeah.
interesting as a thing to look at rather than a weapon.
The halberd, though.
We can look at the
Halberds
halberd, but
are
let's look at the gargoyle. One thing at a time. Let's not get all freaking ADHD up in here.
This brown egg's been... Okay. Okay, I do not have the strength to one-hand.
You do actually.
Oh.
You do, not the deck.
You need dexterity. Remember, dexterity is the second one.
Okay. So I need to get dexterity up by 1 on that?
Yeah. Your next level up can get you that.
Okay.
Halberd's pretty good.
Yeah, 'cause I think I'm ready to get away from the axe now at this point onto that, so...
Good. There's a wide arsenal in this game, and many people will kind of just keep to the exact same types and never really experiment, which is the game's own fault, honestly, because of how stat spreads work. And
Yeah, I think especially
it kind
because
of requires you to focus in.
Yeah, you're locked in on one kind of deal, which is why, you know, from what I can tell with later games, they make it so as long as you have the stats like EXP and stuff like that, you can keep rearranging however you want it to be, so you can actually try out different builds and stuff like that.
Later games do give you respec items, or at least a way to respec. Usually a limited number of times, like I think it's like 5 in both DS2 and 3, and a fuckload in Elden Ring, because that game, especially on NG+, can very much be flavor of the boss.
This game was very much still designed in kind of a D&D type experience where your experience is your experience and you'll kind of play to a build. But it's also still very much an adventure game where you should be changing up what you use and where you use it as you explore the environments. But because of how stats work, it just kind of turns into, I'm going to be a lumbering tank through the entire of this experience until I go to my next life, in which I decide I want to be a ninja. And it's just not very conducive to, like, I should actually think about where I am and what I'm doing here.
Yep, I mean, Shadow Mage, that's pretty much always the idea. If there's two bosses, always focus on one of them. Gotta deal onto that.
Unless your name is Agni and Rudra, in that case, do it at your own peril.
Yeah, it's usually my go-to strategy for those kind of bosses will usually be try and go after one first, and if they have the gimmick of where, like, you gotta keep them at the same health factor, then adjust afterwards onto that, so... Oh, fuck
Whoa,
you!
what the fuck, steel chair?
What the fuck was that?
Your Honor, that was horseshit.
That was him spawning in before you. That can cause some very funny stuff to happen later on in the game.
Stop it!
And the round buzzer barely went off, and he really did just close 6H.
Well, the tail did grow back, but you do not get a second axe if you cut it off again.
I fell. We'll get to you!
It's almost like we're in a bell tower.
Ow!
So yeah, as you can probably guess, having another person in this fight makes aggro management incredibly easy. You cannot parry that. I'm
You
gonna
are
tell
not
you right
parrying
now.
that shit.
I respect the hustle.
I was experimenting on that.
No, that's what I say. I respect it, but I'm gonna just nip that at the bud right now because that's just gonna get you killed.
Unless that guy is actually humanoid, it's not working. I'm talking like straight up dude.
Okay. So I will be guarding as soon as I get into that room now at this point. Onto that. That was rude.
Well, terrible idea. So if you want to call dudes, as they say, you can just let us know and we can set up.
Send dudes.
Wrong way. In fact, speaking of dudes, actually, turn around. You remember the woman in the cage down at the staircase? Go ahead and go to that area.
That was...
Yeah, you're gonna go down there, so take the staircase around behind the tree.
You can't
right.
parry the
I was remembering where exactly was the way down.
Oh, hey, it's the guy you freed.
Oh.
What's up?
Hello there. I have your reward. Please accept it. I am grateful to you
Thank
for
you.
freeing me.
Unbro medal.
Not enough for you? Well, let's not be greedy now.
Now, if you want to be really impatient, you can just boot him off the cliff and get his shit.
But why would you do that? That's rude.
Yeah, he gave you a sunlight medal. That's the only cool dudes give you
Most
sunlight
fools
medals.
have more humanity than they know what to do with. Now, who do you imagine will make the best use of it?
Yeah, clearly you, the player character, will get more use out of humanity than any of these other
You
schlups.
again. What is it? Our futures are murky. Let's not be too friendly now.
Let's see that item.
It's top of the list.
Faintly warm metal engraved with the symbol of the sun, the ultimate honor awarded to those who summon the warrior of sunlight to complete a goal. The symbol resembles Lord Gwyn's firstborn, who lost his deity status and was expunged from the annals, but the old god of war still watches closely over his warriors.
That is important lore to keep in the back of your mind. So yeah, Solaire's a member of those Sun Bros, and they're like, hey, God, what if we were like friendly with people? And the God of War being like, yeah, no, do it, fuck it. We ball.
What did that God of War do to get struck from the annals of history? And I kind of lost the annals of history. Don't worry, son, I forgive you. And your Van Halen mixtape. Get out!
That's actually a weird thing where some item descriptions say he lost the annals of history, and some say he was just expunged from them. And I feel like it's a I feel like it's a murky. It feels like one of them was mistranslated. No, I disagree, Shadow Mage. I will not talk about anything in the fucking sequels during this playthrough. There's cool stuff in there, but they also kind of just ruin what this game already had. Not everything needs answers. Shocking.
I read DS3 in a bit more of a lighter, not lighter, but like interesting note. But we'll get to DS3 eventually.
Alright, go on out, everybody.
Incoming zombies! Not
Gotta
the
watch
dreaded
those
joint.
columnists.
Alright.
I've made my stance with Dark Souls sequels pretty well known. They ultimately feel a lot like either fan service or fan fiction, even though one of them was written by the same guy. And I think it's because he kind of was like put in a situation of, all right, make a sequel to the story that you finished. And it's like, oh shit, well, fuck, what do I add to it? I guess.
I'm assuming you're more in favor of FromSoft just kind of making a new world with each game kind of deal onto that.
I think sequels are better when they have that in mind and not put this on afterwards. So I do tend to prefer, like, yeah, if it's clearly intended that this story will continue, then yeah, no, go off. But yeah, I do generally prefer the new stories because then it's a new world, it's a new setting. I think they're contractually obligated to make 2 sequels after this because it was like they signed up with like Bandai Namco and it's like, all right, so you're gonna make 3 games. And it's like, okay, that's the deal.
Ow.
But Dark Souls 1 was that was a hell of a combo there.
Okay. I really gotta focus on getting that tail out. That's gonna fuck me up.
My internet today. Can't sleep on him, even if he's just by his lonesome.
Now, I guess a question with the halberd. Am I still able to have a shield with that? Because it is I'll
Yes.
have enough for one hand.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I forget if it's a thing in this game, if halberds you can sort of shield poke with them.
I think that's too heavy in this game. It plays more like a long axe than a lance, I believe. Oh wait, nope, it does, I think it does have that property, actually.
Yeah, some like pole arms in the series have the ability to sort of poke from behind your shield.
He's in a defensive stance, do not swing.
Yep.
I will warn you now. I know you learned that the hard way, but you've also been a few attempts since he's last shown up.
I guess question, if he's in that parry stance, can I kick him onto that? Does that work?
I don't think a kick is parryable, so I think you are safe to do that.
If I die again, we will try that.
Probably heal up. You're gonna definitely need it for this horde.
Don't say it, he came swinging. Alright, that was like our cleanest hallway on that. Nice.
Yep. You just gotta take it in good stride.
We got some kind of kill. What's the story? What story do you want to see a potential sequel for that doesn't have a sequel yet on it? I guess Kiriko's Uprising onto that by technicality.
Does leave itself open.
Boom.
Also trying to just think of ones that I care enough to see a sequel for as well.
I get my stuff. Thank you. Ow.
Careful.
Back. Back.
I'll let you know that moving backwards is going to be a lot faster than trying to roll. This is not Zelda with your weight. If you were lighter, then maybe you could do that as a basing tool, but in this case, it's just slower to roll.
Again, that's my biggest thing to learn is how to dodge without rolling.
This game's hitboxes aren't perfect, but they are better than you think, so you can often be able to just stride past a lot more than you would expect.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to do on, like, overheads or thrusts. Do it. Yeah. You get much more from those two counters. Oh, dagger.
The other one should be coming down.
Here comes the body.
Yeah, the second one's mostly going to be doing area denial.
Ah! Damn.
I think it's time for backup.
If he chooses.
I think give it one more attempt on that. I got cornered kind of hard on that one. I think the biggest figure I'm trying to figure out what's the tell for like if he's gonna do 1, 2, or 3 swipes onto that.
You kind of just have to read the body motion. That's a big Fromsoft trend, is usually you won't know that they're going for that last swing until they're starting to wind into it. Oh, well, it's funny how a lot of people are saying sequels for stuff that already have sequels when the question was doesn't have a sequel yet. Because almost everything I can think of really has a sequel at this point, or I don't think it needs a sequel.
Like sorry. You got it.
It's the trilogy thing of like, you know how like for a lot of trilogies, you know, first one will be self-contained, second one will just kind of start doing its own thing and cliffhang at the end, and then the third one wraps it up.
Yeah.
You run into cases where they do steps 1 and 2, but not 3. But to say, oh my god. Whoa.
I didn't even see his animation parry at all. I guess I got him like frame 1.
Like, Mega Man ZX was brought up. Like, the first ZX game is very much its own thing. And And then ZX Advent, still kind of does its own thing, but leaves that one cliffhanger that have had people just annoyed for actual decades.
Kick worked. Yep, that breaks through.
Never underestimate the power of poop.
I mean, Fromsoft did. They removed it in.
Yeah,
Couple of games.
I say
But then it came
Kinako's Uprising because it essentially is a just reboot at that point. So All right. Oh, one more.
Oh. It's always a straggler.
Always the one.
I have an anthology series, but a sequel to a second Ghost Trick would be neat onto that. Yeah.
Like, Ghost Trick established a world that we didn't see the entirety of.
Mm-hmm.
If you ironically limiting your scope lets you sort of springboard to do stuff with ideas you've already established, but in different settings.
Ah.
That's some of the issue with a lot of FromSoft games is that they establish a world, but the area that you're focusing on is like the epicenter of the universe's existence. So even if they were to really try to go to a different land or stuff, it kind of won't work because it's just ultimately going to be like trying to feed back into that original epicenter that you've already seen.
Yeah. No!
I can appreciate that mindset, Shadow Mage, but I also think that sometimes a setting is well enough left alone.
It's kind of the Silent Hill kind of thing where, what's widely considered the best game in the series is pretty much wholly disconnected from the rest of the series while only having in common its setting. In which every other game after that kind of fails to.
No!
And there we go. Break out!
Okay.
I agree, Jojo.
I think it's time for backup.
Alright.
See if my internet doesn't want to freak out a bit.
So yeah, are you gonna call in Runus or are you gonna call in the NPC summon before the
because
fall gate?
Almost every boss fight in this game actually has an NPC summon that you can call in for help. And that was their way of kind of appealing to either people that were playing offline or people that are just playing the game when it was, in theory, just not very active.
Do they require the same resource onto that?
Yeah.
And resource, yeah.
Okay, I think in that case I'd rather bring in Stefan if his internet is good on that.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, like, on my first go around for, Elden Ring, I actually didn't use summons very often. In fact, I didn't use a single player summon until the final boss. And because that final boss is ass!
Pat, you will need to go to a bonfire to call in allies, so you might as well not kill these people. Yep,
Oh, hey, that guy dropped some.
Did he actually drop an item?
I think he did. Well, too late now.
I mean, it's going to take me a moment to get in, so you can go back up. It's my controller not being recognized. There we go.
Elevators, elevators. I love elevators, and now you're in the middle of a volcano. Thank you, thank you, Dark Souls 2's casserole level design. Ah, damn it.
Nope.
Either I was mistaken, or the item despawned when you changed areas. I think that's what I'm gonna call DS2's world design now, a casserole. It's like they basically had to take the leftovers from a completely different idea of the game and just chop it up, rearrange it, and there you go. Like, it is funny how different the world design for across the series is, because, like, Demon Souls is level to level. Like, you basically have a level select. DS1 is the most interconnected world. DS2 is more laid out like a pinwheel, where you have a central area that you sort of branch out from until.
Yeah. I gotta kindle it first, don't I?
No, you have to reverse. You have to reverse hollowing. So eat a humanity. You are now more blue.
Right, and now...
And now you just go to the Undead Parish and wait for Stefan.
Alright.
Yeah.
For some reason, my stuff would just not want to recognize my controller, so we restarted the computer.
Yeah, like, Bloodborne's level design is kind of similar to where it pinwheels out from one area into different branches, with a bit more hopping around. And DS3 could be described as... You remember the sword that shanks the lady at the end of, fucking Ace Attorney 3?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of sword? It's kind of laid out like that, where you have a central path forward that occasionally branches off into a side area you might have to do to progress down the main route.
Alright. I'm in the game, and I put down my summon sign.
There he is. It's gold! Grossly incandescent.
I am also a warrior of the sunlight.
Actually, we might be able to call in double help with the guy at the top.
It's true.
Where are you at?
It takes time.
Oh, okay, there.
It takes time to connect. Alright. Hello, Sup Medulla.
No.
Alright. You are the important one, so I will be the one to take point. Fuck you.
Lightning! Yes! 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 Lightning's the best! Yeah, I think different Souls games also handle how cooperators get nerfed in different ways. Like, in Bloodborne, I think they chop the amount of health a summon has by a good bit compared to their normal. And I think DS3 onward, they make it so that cooperators have half their S blasts.
Ah.
Yeah. And there we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, of course, this is also part of why a lot of people that are especially focused on the boss fight mentality of these games tend to look down on cooperation because big men do things on their own. And it definitely feels good to be able to rock a challenge all by yourself.
Yeah.
But it also is just a matter of like, yeah, no, sometimes
Buddy.
you want to hang around with friends, or it's goofy, or sometimes it's just like, I genuinely want to be able
Look at
to
that guy.
get a little bit of help.
Solaire!
The other one!
Alright, fuck it, we're
Yeah.
bringing in the squad.
We are curb stomping this boss fight unless things somehow go Looney Tunes.
I mean, it can. Look what happened earlier.
It always can.
Hello! Who's ready for jolly cooperation?
Oh, wait. I just thought of something.
Yeah.
Take these.
Oh.
That way we don't worry about this as much down the line. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go murder some gargoyles.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Money in the Bank, sponsored by Blacksmith Andre. Hey, look at the chart. I'm not telling you how this works. Lightning! Yes! Lightning's the best! I don't know if they scale up boss health in the game.
Not as much, but it is present. Yes, Pat, this is unfair.
Yeah. Thank you, Solaire.
Woo!
Yeah, now you can see this is also the other part because if you get a competent crew on a boss fight, it's not a boss fight anymore. And so sometimes it's like, okay, I want to actually experience the fight proper.
Yeah.
But also sometimes I just want to curb stomp this motherfucker.
Yeah. We're also streaming, so sometimes it might be good to just to get a move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that one, I don't feel too bad just because it is a 2-on-1 kind of deal on to that. And
It's not the most balanced 2-on-1s, just two of the same.
It's a lot more balanced than a later one.
Oh no.
Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan is a really cool encounter in this game. However, it also has some design oversight.
I love talking in code because stuff like that.
And I will be giving you a specific mod video later on in the game. All right, Pat, pull that bell.
Money in the bank!
And guess what? Hey, Pat, you know how we've been hearing bells ringing all throughout the game so far?
Yeah.
That was other players. Every time another player does exactly what you did, every player on the instance hears the bell ring.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
And Supmadula has won the first Money in the Bank and acquired the first briefcase. He just needs one more and he can enter the Royal Rumble!
Just go back down the way we came.
Yep. Let's head back to a bonfire and get you some stats up, and then we will find our next way.
Yeah, let's get that halberd equipped onto that.
Oh yeah, Pat. On a ladder, if you press and hold the circle button / B button, you drop down immediately to the floor.
Ah, okay.
Pop in this room and look to your right. Okay,
There's
we're going
no one here.
Pat.
Just let him go on.
Oh,
Just continue on. Just continue on.
not this
Ace, you don't worry about these things. What's there to be concerned about? A guy spawning out of nowhere?
Okay, I was wrong. He was in the. I was looking in the wrong.
Sometimes just let him find these things on his own. He's a little hard to miss.
Cometh thou to confess, or to accuse? For indeed all sin is my domain.
So, this man is a pardoner. Now, in this game, we have learned that gesture. It's a great one.
There we go.
Yeah.
Best gesture in the game.
So So, in this game, we've warned you about attacking NPCs. And that's because they can aggro on you, and they will never forget unless you go to this man and he allows you to pay to absolve your sins. Not only does it include NPCs, go talk to him again, I want to check something. It not only is it NPCs, but also covenants, because with the way that the game was originally designed, when you joined a covenant, you were kind of treating it like an actual covenant in which you don't leave. That shit does not simply be done. But they kind of lacks that a lot with the remaster release. I'll go back. What I want to show specifically, and I don't think you can even really show because I don't think we pissed anyone off, but ask to absolve sin.
We should also look at his actual merch inventory. He does have at least one important item.
Yeah, so he's got all this stuff. Pretty cool. He's got a talisman. That we want to read.
Attack strike medium for casting miracles of the gods. This black tough affair that serves as a talisman belongs to Velka, a goddess of sin. It casts miracles not by drawing upon faith but intelligence.
So
yeah,
neat.
Okay,
but that does explain, like, yes, there is in this world we have a actual god of sin who is looking down and judging your misdeeds. And there's another item he has. Yeah.
Like, we're not done with him. He has stuff we need to explain.
The big thing is indictment and purging stone. Indictment is this.
Slip soul by Bishop Velka, goddess of sin. If you are killed by an invader, use this to report the crime of that trespasser. The indicted player will be added to a list of unfortunate souls who will one day face the raids of Blood Darkwound.
Basically, someone invades you. If someone invades you and you're pissed off and they kill you, you're pissed off about that. You buy this, pop it. That person is now on the shit list. However, if they invaded you in the first place, they were probably looking for a fight, so you actually just made their day.
Yeah, which they will then sick the Blades of the Dark Moon on him, which are a covenant of people who hunt down invaders.
Purging stone, ash-colored stone, increasing a skull, secret treasure of Ashtor, the Earl of Karim. Reduces curse buildup and breaks curse. Humans are helpless against curses and can only be redirect their influence. Purging stone does not dispel curses, but it receives them as a surrogate. This stone itself was once a person or some other being. What does
So, a neat little factoid. So, there are curses in this game, spoilers. And when cursed, you do not simply remove it from yourself. All you can do is transfer it to someone else. In this item, some poor bastard was taken and schmelted like a freaking precursor stone in freaking MFA into that item so that someone could be like, ah, shit, I got cursed. I don't want this anymore. Bye. Someone was made into a disposable item for someone else's misfortune. I love that laugh. It's it's also really fucked up, and I kind of love it.
Yeah, he also sold 2 rings, the Blood Bite ring and the Poison Bite ring. The Poison Bite ring might be useful coming up. Maybe.
Also, Ace, try putting a voice, cancellation on yourself if you...
It is on!
It is on? Okay, never mind.
It's always on and it never works. I have complained about this for actual years.
I think the problem might be your microphone, unfortunately. Also, like Shadow says, the curse ailment is an instant death and a permanent debuff until you use that curse purging stone to get rid of it.
Ugh.
Don't get cursed. Don't be like me and travel to an early area to a late area early where petrification / curse is very common and you have no way to teleport out. It sucks.
Yeah. Curse kind of changes in what it does every game. Because in DS2, it more interacts with one of DS2's more interesting mechanics. In that it doesn't kill you, but it can do something worse. Yep. It lowers your max health.
Yeah.
On the spot.
So, no spoilers, Shadow. I was gonna say though, that when it comes to the absolution of sin, whenever you want to be able to absolve it, only start with getting it to what the bare minimum is. So just 1 dexterity, and then we can look elsewhere for everything else. But now you can use the halberd to your heart's content. What was I gonna say? All right, requesting absolution, like most things in this game that cost a non-purchasable item, will always scale to what your current level is. So in your case, if you wanted to absolve your sins, you would have to pay, I believe, 1,900 souls.
Very careful
Or-
around this phone.
Yeah, because you can piss him off. You can hit him, and then he'll get aggro.
Yeah, that is a wide range, man. Might go somewhere else.
So if you're a really high level and you're late game and you piss someone off, it's gonna be a pretty penny for the gods to look past that one.
Alright, let's
And
see.
also, some of the worst people to piss off is like our man right behind you, because he doesn't move from his spawn spot. So every time you respawn, he will immediately see you and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill that man," and then brush you over and over and over until you either absolve or he's dead. And depending on where you are in the game, you don't want to do that.
But still need to build up to this shit onto.
Yep.
Just keep
If you want.
do we think just dump
Hey,
the
if
rest in the strength right now onto that?
If you know you want it, you can definitely power towards it, and then
Oh, it's actually getting
honestly,
close.
honestly, you do 3 more levels. We might be able to pop your soul items. So go into your inventory. Now we can actually talk about this. So you've been picking up items that are soul of a blank.
Yeah,
These
like
are
some-
EXP pickups, basically. So
Hmm.
let's go ahead and pop the biggest one you have, which will be very large, and then see where that puts us. Yeah, not that much bank. That's 1 more level up, though, so go ahead and put that into strength.
Get in there. What? How much of the other ones do we have?
Unfortunately, this game doesn't tell you how much they actually give you, so you kind of have to just
We have 4
explode a
large
handful and see
souls.
what it gets you. Like that, I think, is going to be 800 each. It's either 800, 600, or 500. So we can honestly just pop them all, because they're all going to be used anyway. Okay, so they are 400 each. Yeah, no.
Some
Okay,
games-
we're not gonna have enough. This is crumbs.
Yeah, some
So we
games let
will-
you just sell them to a vendor for the same price.
Wait, actually,
It does-
I want to see how much does it. Am I able to see required souls?
Required souls, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, do we at that point should I just pop the rest of this to try and get into that level up to?
Honestly, yeah, with how cheap those souls are going to be, they're not going to be that useful later, so just put them into your bank. That might be just barely enough to get a level up. If not, then you need to go sneeze. Yeah, so
Yep.
we'll put 1 more into strength. And then the next level up will be strength again, and then you can one-hand your big-ass fuck you sword.
Hell yeah!
Right. So, Pat, what do you want to do now?
Well,
Do you want to,
where do we go now?
So,
do you
I
want to
will
do the
help-
dragon run?
So these are what we have available. There was a door near the Tauros demon that you did not go through. There is underneath the Hellkite Drake into that bonfire over on the bridge. There is a Dark Knight in a tower that you could try fighting. There is past the demon in Andre's basement. And there is downstairs here, past the stairs that goes by the lady in the cage. Or you could try to fight some skeletons.
What would you guys recommend onto that? Because that's a lot of options onto that.
I recommend going to that door over by where you fought the Tauros demon.
My recommendation is finally unlocking that bonfire past the dragon, since it's just a quick in and out, grab the bonfire, and it'd give you a good opportunity to throw hands with the Black Knight.
Yeah. So I think what would be best is follow this path to get back to the aqueduct. It'll also give you a chance to break in the halberd. Get used to its moveset.
Because it's more of a stabbing weapon this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stabbity stab stab double D.
Oh, no. I don't want to lock onto that one. Yeah. Oh, what the fuck?
He got that. He's got that jumping.
Alright, guys, what's going on here?
Yeah, your R2 is a big swing.
Yeah, so I gotta think of my attacks are now reversed at this point on two.
Yep.
Hello guys, how's it going?
Hi, guys. Been a
I'm back,
while.
bitches.
Alright, guys, I got it!
Yeah. With a pointy weapon like this, don't try to unlock attack too often because you're gonna miss more than not, because the hitbox is too good in that it will not overcorrect for you.
Stefan, do you know if halberds have the sweet spot?
I do not know in this game if they have a sweet spot mechanic.
Yes. In some games, some weapons, like, say, scythes or axes or maces have a sweet spot where the head is where it does the most damage.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm not positive about that kind of specifics for this game, unfortunately.
Alright. This bonfire once again.
Alright, so this is a good place if you want to do the dragon run.
Yeah, so take the ladder upstairs. Alright. So go up these stairs and then the next stairs. So my advice is don't die first. Alright. Run to that. It's really hard to show when he's doing this, unfortunately. You're probably gonna die right now. Hide here, hide here.
I'd hear here.
Hide here, get your health entirely up, and wait.
Alright.
As soon as you see him get tired of your shit and try to come fight you, you just run to the entrance.
Yeah.
You can poke out a little bit to bait him. Okay, run. No, wait, no. He's gonna go back to his spot. I thought he was about to land. Now, run.
Gun it, and rest at that bonfire.
Do not, run. Just
okay,
run.
that is a...
That's a good weapon,
Park
that's
your ass.
great. But just run.
Okay.
And I mean park.
Park. Yeah, he's coming. Oh lord, he's coming.
Lighting, very important distinction. Lighting a bonfire does not equal resting at it. You still gotta sit your ass down.
What's a claymore?
That's the other big boy sword.
Yeah, it's a regular great sword, not an ultra great, but it's still very serviceable if you want
And
a nice
you can
middle
one-hand it
ground.
if you want to see what its moveset is like. This is the Fromsoft special in that there's always a sword in these games that has this moveset.
Don't worry about the eyeball on the ground. That's just a dragon man wanting to throw hands.
Yeah, just some PvPer looking for PvP.
Yeah, that one's consensual. They're chill.
Also, behold. Indeed, that is true. So you're not going to get enough stat to be able to see that, but that is where you go to pray if you want to be a sun bro like Solaire. And me. So yeah, go ahead and pop that open.
Yeah, I think
There we go.
DS1 is the only game to have a faith requirement for joining the Sun Bros.
Yeah, all the others is you find it, you're there.
Yeah, it's just like we are no longer specific to faith. Everyone can be jolly.
And like it makes sense. The biggest benefit you're getting besides PvP is what you calls it? Oh, go. If we want to fight the Dark Knight, he's behind you.
Oh.
You're gonna want to kill these choppers first.
Right.
Yeah. It's got a good swing. That poke is a really good poke. And if you dual wield it, you can freaking baseball swing to your heart's consent.
Ooh, okay.
Oh yeah, try the two-hand here.
Yeah, try to see what the two-hand moveset is like.
On a
Big
swing!
Big swing.
And then your R2.
Overhead.
Flatter.
Then
It's a
jump?
good. That is a workhorse of a moveset.
Yeah, it's solid.
Ah, you betcha.
Come on.
Archer's got good range.
Ah.
Don't worry, if you go down the stairs, they cannot reach you. They will try though. All right. If you want to fight the Dark Knight, I'd say let's heal up, and then battle.
Does the area up here have a decent place to fight him onto that?
It is satisfactory.
Okay.
It's tight, but you don't. But in reality, you don't need much.
Yeah, just be careful of his launcher and his overhead.
You just need room to circle around him.
Like
Nice.
1, 2, 3. It's easy as. Oh, Pat, don't greet too hard.
I still had,
You really need to work.
still had stamina onto that one.
And you still ate shit.
Yeah, you need to work on your Oki buddy.
Fuck. Okay.
Well, this is doable.
You gotta be careful.
Okay. I was trying to greet a little bit onto that one.
Also, do have to know is that very few enemies in this game can be attacked when they're getting up.
Okay.
So you do not want to waste your swings and stamina trying to hit them on the ground.
Yeah, Oki is a lot harder in the earlier games. It's Bloodborne onward that it becomes easier thanks to charge heavy. Which basically perfectly times out to when an enemy gets back up, especially in 3. Making Oki a breeze in that game. Jank, but works.
We take it.
Nice try. Luckily, knockdown frames do work to your advantage sometimes.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm trying to think that he's the original one, but he's clearly not onto that.
It's a different weapon, different moveset.
Would you guys say heavy attack or light attack would be better when actually trying to stab him in the back onto that?
I mean, if you're going for the actual backstab, it's L1, it's R1.
Okay.
There is no heavy backstab.
And now I'm able to parry this guy onto two.
You can, yes.
Okay.
If you're crazy, you can. Yeah, that shield bonk is probably the easiest one to go for the back.
No, his AI doesn't understand what to do anymore. He's like, okay, take a moment.
Okay.
It's a little awkward. No one saw anything.
Ooh.
Yeah, they got gap closers.
Oh my god. Come on.
Yeah, honestly, going for a block on that one is not... Okay, nice turning radius, dude. Yeah, this one might not be a blocker. You might have to... It's time to learn to roll.
You can do
Or
both.
that.
Heal up after this. Good. Well, so we mentioned it a little bit with the other one, but it didn't get to really come up. These guys absolutely have a It's way too early.
Nice try. Nice swing. That was a good ass golf swing.
Yeah, these guys are programmed that the moment that a player tries to use Estus, they will immediately gap close and go for a stinger on you.
Yeah. It's something that becomes much more prevalent in later games, is enemies have a punish AI if you try to heal or cast when they're not in recovery. Like, Elden Ring is the most aggressive with that.
Okay, we gotta take him downstairs now at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to take this fight outside.
Feel free to take him to the bonfire. It's totally safe over there.
Yeah. Hell, with the bonfire, if you feel like things are getting too whack, you can just park and reset.
Well, not anymore. Now it's turned off.
Oh, never mind.
Ooh, you got that close.
Fuck.
Ah, the follow-up.
Okay,
Good show, good show.
Okay, I think question about the dodge roll onto it. Is it better to dodge into attacks or to dodge away from?
Into.
Into.
In.
Okay.
It's always better to dodge into an attack, that way you spend less time in the hitbox.
Okay.
Because if you
turn
dodge with it, you will
Yeah, your souls
more
are
than
over
like
there because you died closer to it.
yeah, if you dodge with an attack, like if you dodge to the left when a swing is going left, you will more than likely end while still within like a hitbox and take damage.
Okay, so you want to try and dodge into the side they're not attacking, kind of deal.
Dodge where the attack is coming from.
Where it's coming
'Cause
from.
the more
Okay.
Yeah, that way you go through the attack and usually end up in an advantageous position. Nice, nice overhead.
Bro,
that's
what the fuck?
Man, these Black Knights are certified clip generators. It's kind of a shame there aren't more of these guys.
Yeah. Ooh, got a stagger on him. Just poked him in the head a couple times. He didn't like that. Way too early. Alright. Heal up. Take a moment to compose yourself. Get ready for round 2. Don't try and roll on wake up. That's definitely bad.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
We can come back to him later.
I'm just trying to get the I think this is just good dodge roll training onto that.
Mhm.
We
You
need
do
to
not have
make
the
a-
ideal. You do not have the ideal weight for dodge rolling practice here, but it is good to at least build the habits.
Lord, he come.
Perfect.
Welcome to Lord Dren. Ah, this bitch.
Oh, time to take this outside.
It's like Mr. Dark Knight, I want to help.
Sir!
Ricky,
Sir! Called in the
random.
boy wonder here.
that's basically like a random freaking Myrmidon in Fire Emblem coming up when the Black Knight is coming to ruin your day. He's just like, I can help, I can help.
It's like if one of like the fucking camera crew came into the ring and and wanted to help out.
Yeah, Undertaker is in the middle of his doing his entire shtick, and some cameraman's being like, I'm gonna help him.
The guy who rings the bell every time the Undertaker comes out of the coffin and just like, oh, I'm gonna hit him with the bell.
Oh, the full combo string.
Okay.
If you want to, maybe goof around with your gear a little bit to take you down a weight class,
Okay.
because this heavy roll is not doing you favors.
The heaviest things is your chest plate and your legs.
Nope, that's still the same.
Still not great.
There we go.
Ooh,
That is
there
right
we
roll,
go.
but you are now a bit squishier.
Yeah, we can test damage values to see, because, like, if you think about it, armor doesn't really matter if you die in the same amount of hits.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at this delicious blue bacon.
Alright, watch out for his overhead.
Yeah, he knows you're coming.
Ooh!
And he was still ready.
Cover myself. Whoa, no!
Way too early.
Nice try.
I keep I gotta get used to it because it takes a little bit for the. He's like, he really winds that up kind of deal. I think the
Delay.
Yeah.
Delay. Yeah, you even go farther with that roll.
Ow! Fuck.
Good roll. Punish. Yeah!
All right. We will finish the
second.
fight on my turn. You get out of here.
Backing this booty up.
Okay. Come on. Come on, you bitch.
Come on.
Where'd he go? He just
I
retreated.
can't help but feel like this is gonna go wrong.
I'm guarding.
Did he reset to his position? Ooh. Oh,
Yoink!
good opportunity.
All right, one more good backstab and he is dead.
Good idea, though. Oh,
Yeah!
go for it!
And
Well, kill! It does!
just a chunk.
Just a chunk. Okay, we did not get the Holy Grail, but a chunk is good. This will be a tool to help us later. Yeah, so unfortunately that does mean no BKG until literal endgame.
Damn.
Because unfortunately that is the only greatsword guy that until the final zone.
There is another one with a standard sword, though, that you can actually travel to relatively soon, but I think we're going to want to do more zones before we can try to do that.
Alright, so where are we
All
going
right.
next?
So, the door that we are referring to is on the other side of this bridge. Now, the dragon may come back and shoot fire depending on how he's feeling today, so take it at whatever pace you would prefer. If you want to get halfway, hit up the bonfire and then run the other halfway, you can do that, or you can try to do this trek every time. Dark Souls is much more of a zone game rather than a boss fight game like its sequels turned into. So much of the gameplay is I am trekking from place to place.
Yeah, this is the only game that does not have fast travel.
and I think it's better for it. One, because it's not so not so big as many of the sequels turned into, but also because it makes you really learn the land.
Hello, dragon.
Yeah.
Nice job, Dragon. Good cleanup crew.
I will specify he is a Drake because the difference in this universe is actually not just a but actually like there's a big difference between a dragon and some schmucks.
So now go over the second half of that bridge.
Yes. Actually, there is another door we could go into as well. But it is all in the same general direction. So yeah, if you go up the stairs one more time, and then run to the back of the bridge here, the flames can't hit you here. So just truck through it.
Yeah, you're near the end, so just bolt. Maybe duck behind the side.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have rolled because that puts you into a damage up state.
Okay.
Because that technically counts as a counter hit if you're being attacked while you're rolling.
Oh.
That's why you also don't want to be guarding when a flamethrower like that is coming at you. You can also traverse through this zone this way if you would prefer. Either are valid. All roads lead to Rome because this game's actually designed that way.
Well, I think for right now I need to get those souls back, so...
That's fair. Poke out a bit, go back downstairs, clear the enemies, and then... a little early.
Got unlucky with some hit spheres.
Yeah. So when this inevitably hits you, or not,
Or
fuck it, you take
Dragon.
it. Alright, door is right on your left, you pass by it.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basement key, we got that early.
So, new zone, new problems.
Alright.
Okay, yeah, circle by itself.
Yes.
It really...
They changed that in the sequel, and it sucked when it did. They changed it in the sequel because the original button was yeah, that'd be funny. Don't do that.
That's a liar.
In the sequel. Oh wait, go up the stairs. Go up the stairs. In the sequel, they made it so that if you press and hold the circle button, you just jump off the ladder. Not slide down, jump. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, that is lethal. Hey, you know where this is.
Oh, this room.
We've been here before.
Now that bonfire is a lot faster to run this way. One
Level
less Drake to
design!
have to look at. Level design exists.
Shortcut porn!
Yeah, so we'll continue on as we were. Be careful about that in the future. You never know when that might not be a ledge you can fall into.
Look for leaping.
All right, everyone.
Welcome to Lower Undead Bird.
Hey, look, it's a fucking dog.
Dogs!
Oh no.
Oh, you will learn to respect eggs.
Welcome to Fromsoft Dogs.
Also, what's this?
Somebody, anybody, help me. Unlock the door. Damn, I'm finished. How did this ever happen?
Unlock that door and do not attack.
Yeah, do not swing.
Roll.
Yeah, roll everything and then talk to this man. All right.
If you want to be a mage man, those are pretty good, but you are not.
Your internet has.
Alright,
Brilliant.
talk to the man.
Opened the door for me. Thank you. I'm saved. I thought I might never escape. I am Griggs of Vinheim, a sorcerer of the school. I am much obliged for your assistance. Thanks to you, I may now resume my travels.
Exhaust
Yeah.
guy.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Do you recognize his
I will
voice?
rest a while, then return to filing.
Oh, is that Alvis?
I have my sorcery.
Slash,
And I
Sounds
will
like
be more
Alvis.
cautious
Emmerich
this
is-
time. Besides,
I think
This
that's Emmerich.
This is Emmerich's VA.
Yep.
Oh, hello. I'm fine.
The Zeta Blade Dark Souls 14 crossover continues.
Sorcery. and I will be more cautious next time. Besides, I have an important task at hand.
What is that?
Indeed, he does. Hey,
Oh, hello.
not everything
I'm
needs
fine.
to be shared.
I will rest.
Oi! He wasn't done talking.
Oh, I thought that was repeat dialogue onto that. My bad.
It is repeat,
hello.
but it's rude.
I have my sorcery.
Yeah, I think NPCs in DS2 will actually really get angry if you run off during their
Oh,
dialogue.
some of them in this game do too.
Yeah,
If you
so
run away,
he
if
will.
you run away from Andre when he's talking, he'll be like, "Hey, yo, what? I thought you got hollow.
Yeah,
Beware
so,
of the fire."
Yeah, so that guy.
Beware
You
of the
did
fire.
not.
Fire burns.
Wow. Shit.
All right. Well, now you have a shortcut. So you can just run right ahead.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that, so that guy is now relocated to Firelink Shrine as a merchant. So if you were a magic man, you would go to him, but you were not. We could check in on him later.
Yeah. It's always worth talking to everyone because the lore. And also, you know, characters are what actually make and break this game.
Perfect.
You're gonna leap into the freaking abyss at some point. I will laugh.
All right, dogs.
I think.
Ugh. Oh no.
Is that
You're learning.
bleed?
There's another dog here, Heal. That is indeed bleed.
Where's that?
If you want to find out what bleed does to you, feel free to get hit. Alright, so...
Bleed, the status that is basically impossible to balance.
Yeah. Either
I
they make
love
it a
it.
dot, or they try to make it just big damage, and it is what it is. So yeah, try one at a time.
Run in and bolt.
How do we upgrade an enemy from the very first zone in the game? Give them a fire torch. How bad could it be? Oh my god, it is so bad.
Oh no!
Respect the fire in this universe.
Dark.
It is indeed dark. Thank you, Kath.
Light art, dark fart.
Whoa.
Especially when they do. Yeah, that rushed attack can be lethal in and of itself.
My man was trying to find that fly.
Twinny man.
Double humanities.
Where's this?
Praise the sun.
What? Wait a minute. So twin humanities, basically what it says on the tin.
Two.
Twins at birth? I don't know.
Useful for when you need to kindle a bonfire.
Yeah. I wonder what all these messages are about. That's got some decent ratings. Maybe you should try that. Be wary of rear. What the heck?
Back off a little bit.
Did that door just bleed?
Is
I
this
guess
a
that
thing
door
in-
just bled. Pokes.
I just.
So
It might not
you're-
be a thing till 2.
Yeah, it's not gonna. Yeah, come back later.
Yeah, yeah, that door ain't opening. But now you know there's someone on the other side of that thing, and they're not friendly.
Some individual is hiding behind that door.
What the?
Surprise attack!
Ah, here they come.
Ooh, ooh,
Oh man, trick or treat!
Ah!
Oh, command grab! Fuck Black Knight assassins.
These
Fuck
are
Black Knight
gross.
assassins in
No.
I want-
Oh,
bleed.
you got bleed. It's
Oh,
still
yeah.
building up on your body.
Yeah,
You're-
yeah, it does that. So bleed in most of FromSoft games is when that meter fills, you take 1,000,000 billion damage. It won't. If you're at full health, it probably won't kill you, but it's
I believe it.
nasty.
I believe it is percentile based. Yes.
That one was confused because I could not tell it like if it was enemies coming down like from the area below, or was that whoever was behind that door finally coming out kind of deal. So I was like, what the fuck going on?
Yeah. There was 4 enemies that popped out of the doors being all like surprise attack. You hit one of them, and you could have hit another one, but
Yeah, bleed is a very powerful status effect in pretty much any game for both enemies and you.
yeah,
I've
if
done
you get a
disgusting things with bleed.
Oh yeah. Bleed weapons are very powerful in this game, and that's a big reason why people go for the Uchi Katana.
Yeah, most katanas inflict bleed.
I just want to also give out a shout out of just I've been noticing there's a bunch of new people that are coming in for Dark Souls and stuff like that. So for all of you first timers coming in, welcome on today.
Do not get lazy around dogs. You will respect Fromsoft dogs.
Oh yeah, bleed in Elden Ring is how is the setup I went for beating Melania. Yeah, I went with the Uchi in one hand, with the bleed buff and Rivers of Blood in the other. Yes, I was that jackass.
At least you're aware of yourself.
No!
Oh no!
Yeah. You can't just swing too willy-nilly. Unfortunately with these guys, yeah, it's a proper parry animation, not a
This is a parry
stand.
fiesta.
Alright. You got a bit of a defense boost. We'll see if it helps.
He's on the ropes. Will it make a difference?
Okay.
But
Oh yeah.
Alex, what they regarding?
Don't worry, Griggs is okay.
Disasters are gone after the defeat of the Gravelord Servant. So someone was Gravelording around here.
Yeah. I saw it in my game too.
Good luck.
Good luck. You'll need it.
Yeah, where are you? Like...
Hey, the Solaire one. I don't see that one often.
Whoa, camera!
Yeah. This is a third-person action game of the era.
Oh no!
Whoa! More bleed!
Man, with these guys, I feel like it just like one false move and then they all gang up on you at that point onto it.
That is their game plan.
That was Death 50. Thank you for the follow.
Amazing. I actually just realized I didn't do this zone as Prunus yet, so I am making progress in my own game.
I will say this playthrough has kind of reignited me wanting to do some build crafting for specifically DS2 and 3.
Yeah, they got some wacky stuff in those games.
Yeah, like I've never done a full sorcerer build in any game, and I feel like DS2 is definitely the game to do it.
I did pretty hard in this game because I wanted to play the reference sword later on, and it was neat, but it still definitely caused you to have to prioritize stats in a way that's kind of still a mess.
Yeah, if you want this, you can't have that.
That is the philosophy of this game in particular, and Demon Souls as well.
Like, I want to pump my intelligence and attunement. So what about vigor? What about endurance? What about carry weight?
I got a ring. Well, I guess that'll do fine for now.
Well, in this game, that's one of 2 ring slots.
Yeah, you are committed to that ring, and everyone does, because why wouldn't you unless you're going to be creative?
Thankfully, that guy did not capitalize.
Yeah.
No! Well, there goes all the souls we had before onto that. God.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that much, really.
There's still like 3,000 ounces of that. Could have soon been a level up
You
on
can
that.
get it back. You'll get it back.
Mm.
Yeah, Elden Ring is its own brand of insanity,
Oh, everyone is.
but Elden Ring in particular is... The general player power is much higher. And
This
not
game
just
sets
due
a
to the
good
fact...
foundation for everything else.
Yeah, it's not even that Elden Ring is a longer game, it's just the tools they give you are fucking crack.
We'll let you know that there is some items inside the doors that they pop out of, so once you've cleared them up, do some cleanup.
Yeah, nice backflip.
Do a flip!
No. Why?
Oh, yo, that Tearstone ring just came in clutch.
We'll take it.
Oh.
Okay, I
Tearstone
think I see.
ring.
I think I can tell what their stance is. If they're in a crouch down stance that looks like a freaking thief pose from freaking Fire Emblem, that's their counter state.
Okay.
I mean, Neo's its own kind of beast. It's kind of a weird smash together of like a Souls game with a lot of Diablo stuff, mainly just the copious amount of loot you get, and focus on like substats and shit. Sekiro's weird. It was their first main game after 3, so it was their first experiment.
And like, if you're a big fan of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance with a higher speed, then I think it will definitely appeal to you. The stealth mechanics, though, are not great, and the enemy composition is also kind of rough, I hear.
It's mostly humanoid enemies, except for the one Bloodborne boss they decide to throw in because fuck it.
Which has people divisive on if it's the best or worst boss in the game for that reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it does have Ishin the Sword Saint.
Okay,
Yeah.
Roll. Alright, man, what do you have?
oh!
Dogs. Poke.
Yeah, I was more waiting for him to attack first onto that.
Alright, before you do that, go back and look at the other doors, because there is some good stuff in one of these.
Ooh.
The thief set.
Finally, some decent lighter equipment.
So let's have a look at some of that. I think some of it will be better for you. So thief mask, not necessarily better, but it is comparable
Light.
defense with lighter weight. Black leather, not as good, but much lighter. Black, nice in between.
I think it's the legs is going to be the big one.
Yeah. And yeah, that's half the weight. So yeah, give it a roll. As a run. Okay, still on the little heavier side. Probably because of your weapon choice, honestly.
Yeah, try the full set. Or yeah, change out the glove. There we go!
All right.
Now we're
Now
talking.
you're looking good. All right, Pat. I am going to save you some headaches. Do not go through that door yet.
Okay, that's a boss.
Well, there's a staircase right next to that door. Take the staircase. Other side.
Oh, there.
There you go. Also, you have one Estus flask left, so fair warning.
Area the
You wary
left.
of left. That is a good sign. Hello. Got him. Good counter. Nice. I would honestly Estus now.
Yeah. Chug your last flask.
All right. So hit up that staircase up there. Then go up. Up, but up, but up, but up, but up, up.
Flip his
Fuck.
toes.
Up,
Big
up,
toe.
up. And now through the door that way. So, oh, what's this?
Do not attack.
Hello, lady.
You still have your senses about you. Then why won't you buy some of my moss? I need your souls.
Urmos will be very helpful.
Her dank weed is quite nice.
Reduces bleeding buildup, poison buildup. Poison
Toxin.
Yes.
Inflict poison. Literal shit. Alluring skulls. And a ability to add fire to your weapons.
Ooh.
Fire
Fancy
to weapon.
cursed. Rotten. You can add poison to your sword. Return home. Hey, yo, check out the homeward bone, because that's a pretty good, important one in your life.
Oh,
Bone fragments reduce fire. Yeah, turn the last bonfire used for resting onto that. Ooh.
you're unstuck a fire. Just like, yeah. Investigate at least a bone.
You already have 8, so don't worry too much, but
Come again.
Yeah,
those are good items
those
to have.
moss. Let me go down those moss, because they'll be very helpful.
also feel free to talk to her.
A pleasure
Yeah.
to see you
She will.
again.
She is chatty.
Merchants are people.
This is a wonderful place, don't you think? We have water, moss, moisture, these nice iron bars. I like it here, I really do. Nothing good ever happened to me in life, but now that I'm undead, I've never been happier.
An
Whatever
interesting
keeps you
side
going,
effect
lady.
of the world. Well, it's an interesting side effect of the world.
Shit's
Shit's fucked, but you know what? I'm happy. I'm satisfied. Things were kind of always already bad, so you know what? Having a bit of a purpose in life, safety, water, home, don't have to worry about dying. Yeah, no, seems like a decent deal actually when you think about it that way.
To reach the depths of the undead berg. Only unkempt crooks and liars to be found there. Hardly a place for a lady like myself. But who knows? Maybe you'd fit right in.
In terms of build, we're kind of just freeballing around strength, vaguely.
They're in your...
Alright, so moss. So blood red moss clump removes bleed buildup. It doesn't remove the bleed status when fully filled, since it just is instant. So good for like, you know, when you're fighting a lot of guys and bleed's a problem. But probably the most important one is purple moss clumps, as those cure poison. And I'm just gonna tell you now, poison's gonna be a problem later.
You can also farm these off an enemy type later, so you don't have to buy them, but it is decent to have them in your
I'll
back
grab
pocket.
one
Yeah.
for right now.
Yeah, blooming purple moss works the same as purple moss, but also can cure toxic, which is poison plus.
Yeah, super poison.
What a humdrum lad you are.
Wait,
Yes,
you
but
bought
keep
something
going.
from her, right? Did you buy something from her? I looked away.
Yeah, I bought a Yeah, I bought one.
Okay,
Purple.
then that's hilarious. Sometimes even after you buy an item from an NPC, their script still says, "Oh, person did not speak to you. Tell them to go fuck themselves."
Right.
Hey Pat,
What is this?
Is
You
this
recognize those
back in the
barbs?
waterway of the other? Yeah.
back in the water web, you can go
Short
right
fat
back to
fork.
Firelink Shrine and get your 10 heals and be able to just run and only fight like 4 enemies.
Yep. You can also chat with the fucking sorcerer guy.
Yeah, Griggs has arrived. I agree, Shadow. Toxic is like actually a big problem in this game. There's a point where poison kind of becomes a mild annoyance. Toxic is always a problem.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
run.
Run
past you.
down. Yep. Run
Yep.
down and park. Yeah, toxic. Okay, depending on the game, it can be a problem or
Don't talk
not.
to him
Like,
yet. Sit down first.
Yeah, sit down because you've got guys on your ass. Yeah, I'd say in DS3, toxic isn't very bad since they.
Oh, they
rarely
followed you.
Since they rarely
All right,
break it
time to
out.
kill some jobbers.
Yeah, like there's one area in DS3 that is heavily toxic focused, and even then, you don't spend much time there. And toxic mainly just comes from the environment. So, if you're good at maneuvering around, it's a non-issue.
Yeah. All right. So this is more valuable as a checkpoint than a level up for you right now.
Let's talk with Sorcerer Man.
Yeah. Hey Griggs, what's up?
Wait,
How's
yeah,
how's
thank-
Fucks?
Oh, hello. I regret meeting you under such compromising circumstances.
Hello, Warrior of Light.
Both made it
Wait,
back unscathed.
dog script.
Yeah, just give him a just the voice direction is just have a little bit more confidence, and then
To see us
immediately
both
you have
in one
Emmerich.
piece, and pray that you never go hollow.
Yeah, like Emmerich is just this, but like with more confidence and a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Did
Which may have been his age, honestly, like a couple years later.
This is, I think, around the same ballpark as Xenoblade 1.
Yeah, and he definitely sounds older in Xenoblade 1, so.
Yeah, I think we exhausted his dialogue there.
Yeah, I know. Because you're not a sorcerer, he's not gonna have much to say to you.
Yeah, I think there is an int requirement for actually accessing the shop.
That does change
luckily-
later on, but it's also still a matter of like, well, I can talk to him and look at the wares now, but I can't do anything with it.
Yeah. There'll be a different merchant we're going to pick up later that might be of interest.
Yeah.
Rat.
Rat.
Pat, do not get poisoned by this one rat.
Be a little embarrassing.
Okay, but now we can go through that one door.
Yeah, you went through that door
Yep.
already, so just keep running down.
Damn, this is a long hallway.
Place is big.
Big.
Okay, that's that.
Tower ends here.
Yeah. Yeah, 2011 was Dark Souls? Yeah, that would have been around the same time as Xenoblade. Onto that, yeah.
Is that door unlocked?
Osmos,
Danger Zone.
it is not. You have to danger zone. No, you're gonna go through that fog gate that I told you to ignore.
Eh. Oh, I can pillage that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your character is indeed smart enough to reach through some bars.
Good.
There is no little girl that will kick away items from you. There was one time I got a bit of a funny surprise in DS3 with an item through a bar. It's like, really? You're just gonna give this to me? Alright. I am building towards this kind of weapon. Even though it was one of my favorite weapons
I
from
hear
this
dog.
game.
Fucking shit! Oh no!
You're good. It's just blood loss.
You are fine. That was close though.
That was just like
Alright.
I heard dog breathing. I'm like, they're coming. They're coming. I know they're coming. Alright.
Welcome to the cage match, boy!
Have fun.
Oh, God. Oh. Oh, no.
Yeah, now you see the problem.
This boss
Welcome-
fight fucking sucks!
Welcome back to the wall!
Oh, no.
Welcome to arguably one of the worst bosses they've ever designed.
Oh, no.
Big dude! Tight area!
And it really is a matter of that space is so tight that you do not have enough time to comprehend what you're looking at before you're being attacked,
Yeah.
let alone maneuver.
And there's dogs onto that, too. On
And
top
there's
of
dogs.
that.
When you know it's coming, you have a decent idea of how to deal with it. And even then, people will still get blown up.
You are fighting
someone-
Big Dude. You are fighting Big Dude and his dogs Larry and Mo in his one-room apartment.
I remember someone made a video in like defense of the Capra Demon fight, and it's just like, no. everyone's just like, we all disagree with your logic. I think it was like in the... Technically, a Capra Demon is optional. Not
Whatever.
if you have... Not if you don't have the Master Key, though.
Yeah, the Capra Demon is probably the biggest reason to grab the Master Key.
Rickford, which way are you referring to? If you're referring to freaking glitches, then...
Yeah, because like I think the only way past the Capra Demon without fighting it is the back way.
I'm trying to think of what other paths get you to the bell. But you need the Master Key to get to the alternate path in the valley.
Like you can
Actually,
buy
no,
them.
wait. He is right that if you take the very long way around... Well, actually... trying to think of the map in my head.
Oh, this is such a bad spot!
Take Andre, you get into...
Okay.
Alright. If I remember correctly, the strategy for this, run to the back of the room.
Take advantage of the staircase that you can't even see because you're being curb stomped by a dog and his freaking master. Yeah. I'm sure you're not surprised that many people got to this point in the game and said, fuck this shit, and then put it down forever. This is not a well-designed boss fight. I will not defend this in any capacity. There is some strategy to be applied, but the game is actively fighting against you in it.
Hey, he drops them.
Oh.
Fire bombs? Eh,
Just a short sword.
I can feed it to a guy later. Is this path viable to just book it through?
What's up?
Is this path viable to just book it? Just ignore the enemies and go?
Technically, yeah.
I'm also
Yeah,
trying
you
to
have a
think,
decent-
and
With this long hallway, probably onto that.
This one, absolutely. The dogs and stuff outside the door of Capra, unfortunately, no, you're gonna have to clear them out.
yeah. Never as bad as Ancient Dragon. It's never as bad as Ancient Dragon.
Okay, so I guess when I get into the room first, should I just be immediately run towards that staircase onto that?
Try and aim, yeah, for the back left.
The other part of that, should I be running or trying to dodge roll past him to get to the staircase onto that?
No, you want to dodge roll when you know he's swinging at you.
Okay.
Yeah, it really depends what his opening move is.
This is not going to be like Devil May Cry, where it's decently safe to keep dashing forward in as you move along.
There we go. We're even here with 10 flasks.
Okay.
Just book it.
There we go.
Roll.
All right.
But,
now you're gonna get
unfortunately,
stung
Larry
by
and Bo
dog.
are here!
Yep.
Ooh.
I have nothing eloquent to
There's-
say. This boss fight sucks.
No notes. F.
Okay, how many deaths are we on? Is it 53?
Birdman. That was 3 deaths to Capra.
Yep.
Alright. So I think we're up to... Let's see. So 3,
No.
4, 5. 55.
55? Okay.
Now, the double problem with this boss is, yeah, you could call in a friend, you could call me in, but I don't get to enter the boss fight until after you've entered, which means you could just as easily be attacked and hit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Rickford, I completely understand that. However, this is a first playthrough, so we don't have that luxury. Though I do not disagree with that philosophy, because in my own experience, there's some levels in freaking Halo Infinite that I refuse to play legitimately these days, because I learned what the speedrun tech is, and I'm like, oh, I could just skip most of this level. All right, yeah,
That's like
why
me
play
for
it.
fucking Sunshine onto it. Ever since I know like the secret to get into dirty water secret like kind of deal, I always take that route onto that, where basically when the island is flooded, you glitch yourself underneath a log and then go under the pipe and basically hit the trigger onto that.
I love that glitch.
Hell,
I don't
there's a
even use
glitch in
it to-
freaking- There's a glitch in Halo Reach where if you go, it's like one of the stealth missions. You take a freaking forklift over to a door, and if you park it just right as you get out, your character will just clip right through the door, and then you can finish the level without having to fight like 8 waves of enemies. I almost
I know
never
the-
fight those enemies legit. Sorry, I wanted to finish the thought.
Yeah. I know what chat's talking about with a later boss. Okay, it's weird. That boss is... That boss is also not good. But I feel like okay, it's both... I think it's slightly more consistent. It's also in the late game, so by that point you're kind of invested. Okay, you've got the dogs separated. Never mind. Well, they're separated from the master.
You had a decent run of it. You definitely wanted to take a chance to heal up there on the archway that you were on.
Will I even get the chance with the dogs? Like,
Maybe.
There really is no advice here other than shrug.
Like, try to court them around in a way that gives you enough time to get a swing in to kill the dogs, and then you focus on Capra. That's kind of the end-all be-all with it.
It really is time to learn how to crowd control and separate.
Super Metroid's what? Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, especially with Super Metroid, it's like, once you know the speedrunning tricks, you can't not do them at that point.
Once I learned to wall jump, it's Jover. I can't stop wall jumping. I don't care if I don't... It was so funny when I booted up, like, Samus Returns for the first time, and I saw the tutorial just like, alright, shoot these blocks using the free aim and use them to grab to get up these 2 walls. And of course, my brain went, nah, I'd wall jump, and just wall jumped up. I know it doesn't have the 1 wall jump, but even then, it's like, yeah, that felt good. Look, you can take away my 1 wall jump, but I'm still gonna find ways to do stupid shit. I think the same thing happened in Dread 2 with a similar tutorial. I think I did a few wacky shenanigans in Dread with the wall.
Just gonna drink 2 of them.
Yeah, glug glug.
Okay.
Back faced. All right, let's go.
Ugh.
All right. Good opening volley.
No.
You are kind of in a corner here.
I could just pick off the dogs at least.
Yep.
No.
Oh, you're good. Run back. All right.
Drink.
You have more help than you ended with.
Drink.
Jumping overhead is not blockable. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah, if you see a wind up, like he's about to jump, roll around it instead. Like this.
Like that.
Well, that works too.
Yeah. If he does a jumping attack, or if he two hands a swing, those are not blockable.
The back.
That tree is not doing any favors.
Yeah, no.
This arena sucks.
Yeah, no. Who approved this? Okay, that is blockable. Good.
Yeah, but you do take a hefty
It's a
death.
lot of stamina.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really the overhead. I do see, yeah, you're making good use of that second swing.
Yeah, you're getting into the groove of it. The elusive 3.
Heal.
Yeah, one more will be death.
Okay. Fuck.
Yeah, it looks
Oh,
like
you
you
went for
can
two?
somewhat... Never mind. I was gonna say, it looks like you can somewhat bait out the overhead with distance.
Oh.
Okay, you can kind of bait it out.
Yeah, he's gonna tend to answer your heals with that, so you have to get the right timing.
Okay, so I think on the second swing, that may be my heal time.
Yep.
Remember, it's the same timing that you would take to attack him. You can heal.
Choose your own adventure, tree.
A little early.
No.
So
Because
Still,
now
see
how the boss
he's
fight goes.
doing like one swing, and then doing
yeah, he
like
mixes it up.
yeah.
Another idea to heal is use the geometry. Bait him to the stairs and drop down.
Hmm.
But that was solid progress.
Yes. You now have a feel of what the fight is actually supposed to be.
Yeah.
Hello, gentlemen. Yes, do your thing. Bye.
I am leaving. Goodbye. I'm gonna get my ass kicked again.
What's up, Chief?
Bye.
Yeah, I agree with Rickford. Shout out to that hollow that always goes for that jumping attack. He's got one game plan in mind, and by God, does he always commit to it.
He will always... Look, he's always jumping in.
Always
I've
jump
made it to-
heavy.
I've made it to Capra in my own playthrough. Let's see how this goes.
All right. Here we go. fucking god.
I got lucky on mine.
Oh boy, this fight fucking sucks.
Yep.
It sure do.
Potentially your third boss fight in the game is this.
God. Yeah, I can understand why this left a terrible first impression onto for some people.
In brighter news, Killer Instinct Gold is on N64 Switch Online thing. What's it?
Oh, yo. Yo.
Oh, I'm so glad I have lightning bolts.
Lightning!
Lightning!
Yes!
But even that is not a surefire strategy because of how little space you have for how big of a windup it has. Alright, I managed to do it first try, and that's because of pre-experience and luck.
Luck.
I will not call that total skill. I wish I could give myself that kind of credit, but this is Capra Demon.
There is nothing, Capra.
Yeah, I'll give myself some credit. Skill definitely helped even the odds, but you still take some luck to get that first entry in.
Hello,
Yeah,
you two are about to get your ass kicked, I see. Alright, let's go.
Hello, sir.
You two are participating in ass fuckery today, I see.
I see you have chosen to be a bottom today.
Fucking god!
Yeah. For some modicum of strategy. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Shadowmate. I'm definitely talking a bit, over-exaggerating how much luck matters in this boss fight. The luck is the opening, like, 10 seconds, really. If Capra or the dogs are attacking you before you get a chance to even recognize what you're looking at, then yeah, that's luck has failed you. Everything beyond that, starts to becoming a bit more of strategy, but it's still way against
It's
your
just
favor.
that opener is so bad. Oh, dude. That you have to get that good setup kind of deal onto that.
Like,
You
you're
must
still
set up
really
properly
thrown
against
off.
Android 21.
Like, you're still really thrown off by the fact that your camera is fighting you as much as you're fighting the boss in that area. So that's also still not great. But yeah, no, it's the opening that really makes or breaks whether or not this run is even alive.
This run has a 50-50 shot of making it past the first volley. It's kind of like the start of the Azora fight in Kingdom Hearts 3, where you have it feels like a 50-50 shot of whether or not Azora wants to start with his DM.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Like,
think
if he
that's
does
fun
that,
with
it's
his
just like,
case.
nope, this...
That's a super boss. They kind of have that excuse for like, all right, here's something that you will see eventually. We're just starting it now. It's still rude. I won't say it isn't.
It's like, I think that means he skips directly to his phase 2.
Yeah. Dog.
There we go.
I was about to say, I hope you don't die to a dog after beating Capra, but that's because I've now mixed our two playthroughs in my mind since I just fought Capra on my own screen.
You two are mind melding.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
There was some modicum of idea.
We can call it a
Do we
night
wanna
at
try
any
a second
time
run?
because we may want to. Also, yeah, we can try to do co-op and see if that helps with this at all.
I don't even know if it will. Onto that. I gotta survive is the thing.
Yeah.
Onto that.
I'd say if we can get another run where you survive the opening 10 seconds.
Yeah. Man, what is with this weekend bosses kicking my ass onto that? Because that did smash as well on that.
Man, the death sheet is looking really funny right now.
Dog.
Yeah. Okay, I haven't been keeping track of who specifically kills you. I'm just marking it as Capra Demon. 56, Capra Demon. 54, or Capra Demon. 55, Capra Demon. 56, Capra Demon. 57,
Whoops,
Capra
all
Demon.
Capra Demon.
Yeah. The entire page is gonna be fucking Capra at this rate.
Doggos.
Incoming dog.
Dig.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Or will it hold?
Oh, will it blink?
Arch. I think we need to make more use of bears.
More
Just
use
to separate.
of what?
Make more use of the stairs, just to separate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stairs are key.
Yeah, because you can't just run to the back, to the lower back, since that just puts you in a corner.
I don't disagree, Shadow Mage, but I'm not even sure if I'd call this a noob killer boss. I feel like this was just a design oversight.
Yeah, I think this is
I
just
don't-
not well designed by it onto that.
Like, there's a difference between, like, a player filter boss and this.
Because, like, I would
Like,
say,
I
I would
haven't
say
checked-
the
I
Black
haven't
Knight
checked-
is probably, like, the Black Knight, I would say, are probably more noob killers in that kind
Of
of
like,
sense.
yeah,
on
people
that.
feeling overconfident of like, hey, I can take on any enemy around here.
Yeah.
But then again, I will say I haven't checked interviews that were regarding Capra Demon. Like most interviews about bosses in this game tend to revolve around a much later one, which we will get to. But I honestly do think that this is just a matter of this was not a well-designed boss, and they did not think it would have that kind of a result.
What
Oh,
the fuck?
that is
Chain
some
grab!
player. That is some player chain grab.
Fucking wobbling! Wobbling!
Can you pop a flask this early?
I mean, you have been
makes
using
fun.
too many flasks in there.
Gee, I would really like the opportunity to be able to drink my Sunny D
I would-
during that fight.
I would really like to drink this delicious can of orange Fanta.
Oh, God. No.
Yeah, that way is closed.
I want to get at least one more decent attempt at him tonight on that.
Can we get one more victory royale, for the love of God? Oh, no. Dark Souls was certainly designed in some places. Like, we'll get there.
This was a very bold game at the time.
Capra keeps saying forward as soon as the round begins. Capra, god damn it. Capra just said heavy. Says forward heavy slash. Sex prey.
I can only have enough time to watch one more run before I have to head out for my own stuff.
I guess this will be last run then.
Yeah, this is kind of about where I figured we'd get this session. Like, I figured we were definitely beating Bell Gargoyles, and maybe C Capra. Oh,
all right. We got an entrance.
Opening block. Right.
All right.
All right. Is he gonna follow you up
Capra's
the
leading
stairs?
the charge.
He's following you up the stairs. Use this opportunity to take out the dog.
All right,
The dogs followed him. Okay, good. They jumped down. Take out the one dog. Okay, loop back around. Loop back around.
Yeah, back up the stairs.
Back up the stairs. Jump down. Okay, jump down.
All right, dog's
Jump
dead.
down. Heal.
Jump down, go for a heal. Thankfully, the tree messes up his jumping overhead when he goes from the top rope. All right, we have a boss fight.
Okay. We have reached the boss. Yeah, I'd say if you go below half, use your next opportunity. Use your next valid opportunity to heal.
Two. Oh, that lucky overhead.
Oh, you were getting lucky with some of these hitboxes.
Yeah, no. Little did you know you were actually a short queen.
Yo, wait, Submedulla transitioned? Oh,
I don't think Subdid. I think Submedulla is gender non-conforming,
Gender fluid.
gender neutral, gender fluid, non-binary, every spectrum.
every gender, every
Don't you know
sexuality,
undead are
every...
transcended past the means of gender under that, don't you know?
DS2 maybe.
Yeah, DS2 actually would probably lead into that kind of stuff.
My god, this fucking camera!
Yeah, I know.
This isn't even the camera, it's a tree.
That's also the wall.
Reminds me of the one fucking Sonic Frontiers new final boss. It's just like you can't see shit because of the damn tree and the layout of that.
I want the carpenter who made that freaking awning that we keep clipping into to be fired and killed.
I want him. I need that man skibbidied and sent to Lost Ice Cliff now. Wait, since some of the later games have two flasks, are those flasks gendered? I'll call this one Benny and this one Sheila. So wait, then what does that make the third flask in Elden Ring?
The-
No, wait, that's the gender fluid flask since you literally customize what goes into it.
Flask up.
You net gained
Take
on
that.
that.
Just don't get impatient.
Do not look at his health. Yes! Let's fucking go! Oh!
Oh my god!
And that right there is the high. That right there is the high you get from Dark Souls, and why people don't stop playing these games.
You did it! You are in the front door.
Okay, now where do we go?
That was so you got the key to the door that we passed by on our way to and from the bonfire.
Honestly, if you want to bone your way back and end the session, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop.
We just won! I don't want to come back here another run back. Oh.
Let's not lose all our souls right here.
Come on. Maybe there's a reason.
You could do a jumping heavy here while you're on the stairway, honestly.
Maybe there's a reason why they started just spawning a bonfire right when you beat a boss.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it gets a little silly sometimes, like that one instance in DS3 where there are literally 2 bonfires in viewing distance of each other.
Okay.
Bone, for the love of God.
Where do we go?
Pat,
Pat,
stop. Item.
Item, homeward bone.
What's your items?
We are leaving.
Find homeward bone. We're gonna bone homeward because you go home and then bone.
We are boning. Go. Done.
Retweet if you're a real boner.
Hey, I'm a skull surfing main in Yu-Gi-Oh. I literally bullied someone last night.
All right.
Greg, Swilhander. Good
now
night.
You can swing it one-handed. Very productive day.
Swilhander.
Okay.
Check your roll if you need to downgrade to full black leather.
Okay. Yeah.
We might want to downgrade to black leather.
Okay.
That works.
I should probably dump the rest of my souls into this just so they don't go unused.
Can you afford another level up?
No, I cannot. Damn.
No.
We'll come back to that later.
We'll come back to that later. We might make a pit stop at Andre.
Okay.
Actually, repair equipment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
Yep. Because, yeah, durability is a thing. Okay, repair your Swilhander, your Claymore, repair whatever armor you're wearing.
Yeah, and repairing is so cheap, just click on anything and just say yes.
Yeah, just repair anything that has that red stamp on it.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, good progress today. Good progress on that. Alright. Well, that'll do it for Dark Souls. Hopefully, we have a little bit of rest with the next one. Hopefully, we will see onto that. But I am looking forward to using this bad boy next session on that.
Remember, Pat, now two-handed is an option rather than a requirement.
Yeah. Alright. Well, that will do it for tonight. I'll see you guys Sunday for a Smash CPU tournament. And, take care tonight. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.